What's going on, Show Nation? It's Movie with Movie Gaming TV, and in today's video, I'm going to talk about how to make the glitchiest, cheesiest creative player. I don't see a lot of people doing this. I actually picked up this technique by pitching to the 99 Joe Morgan, and the view that I was using one of those views where you're behind the pitcher, like outfield or pitcher offset, pitcher zoom, and I was having a lot of trouble locating where I wanted to just because his strike zone was so small. And I'm going to give you an example. I'm going to go into practice mode and show you guys what I mean. Alright, so you guys can see here that Joe Morgan's box is really, really small. His strike zone is really small compared to other players that are taller, say like an Aaron Judge or something like that. So the strike zone to pitch to him is a lot smaller. It's a lot harder to, you just have less real estate to throw a strike. Joe Morgan also, if you're hitting with him, he's going to have less space that he needs to move his PCI in order to hit the ball and to put the PCI in the ball. So what does that tell us? What that tells us is you should make a creative player that's smaller. And I don't even think, in particularly, two things here. Number one, it makes pitching from this view not very good, in my opinion. It's just not very good to pitch from this view compared to pitching from the view that I use now. Because after I pitched to him and I was noticing that I was having problems, I was like, there's no way I can pitch from this view anymore. I'm going to go back to pitching from the view that I like to use. And that will kind of offset this, is if you pitch from strike zone view, now you don't have that problem anymore. Now it doesn't matter as much because now the strike zone box itself looks huge. And like Altuve, Betts, they're both shorter guys as well that have the smaller box. So let's go back to the creative player menu now. Now, one thing that just doesn't matter in Diamond Dynasty is the size of the player. And what I mean by that is you can have your player be 6'10 or 5'5. It doesn't affect his attributes. He still does the exact same thing. So you can make a guy like I did, and this is what I recommend. Make your guy 5'5", 150 pounds, as small as possible. If he has 118 power, he still has 118 power. He doesn't lose or gain anything by how tall he is or how much he weighs. It's all cosmetic. So you want to make him as small as possible so you have the smallest strike zone possible. You have the easiest ability to put your PCI on the ball. And I don't think he really loses too much defensively. Yeah, you could, I guess in theory, maybe you can make him like 6'10 or something like that so they can't really hit line drives over his head, because most of you are going to have infielders. Maybe if you had a catcher, you could make him as big as possible to block everything. But for an infielder that I use, and I'm creating a new one now. I'm creating a third baseman that's going to be contact focused, because here's pretty much how this works, right? So up on the legend difficulty, you want as much vision as possible. I honestly think you want it on any difficulty, but you want as much vision as possible. I don't think really any other stat really matters other than vision, because I've hit home runs with people that have really, really low power, and it's really, really strange how this game plays. So I don't know. I'd recommend that you go with vision. But here's the thing. If you guys play more in the DS type of range, you guys are playing on All-Star a lot, and you're not playing on Legend, I think the way to go is to make a shortstop and then this is my original build, and I still think this build is good. Especially once you add like a bunch of really nice equipment to it, you'll have massive, massive power. And since you're playing on a lower difficulty, the PCI doesn't need to be as big for you to have success. So I would still recommend the power hitting shortstop if you're going to play on the lower difficulties. If you're moving up to like legend and stuff like that, I'd almost recommend going with the contact focus, because now your vision's going to be huge. So he'll play more like a Tony Gwynn type of player, which is pretty much as good as it can get in this game. He'll still have enough power if you get really good equipment. If you get some power equipment, he can get his power up quite a bit. And he'll have like 99 speed and be a good defender. Since you can only make one of each position, like I can't go back to this now and select a contact shortstop. So once you make one, it's over. And another big thing too is these two cards don't stack. They're just two different packs. Like one's an 85 version of a card, and then this one is it's just its own card. It's not two different cards that you stack together. There's just only one card. Now, if you want them to be kind of good across both levels, go with the balanced. But I honestly think that this one is a lot better than the balance, just because you get all this extra plate vision, the contact, and so since I can't make another shortstop diamond, what I've been doing is I've been making a third baseman, and then I'm going to look to get another shortstop later, be it Signature Series Cal Ripken or whatever Signature Series they put out at the shortstop position. And what I'm going with is I'm going with contact focus. I did all the math on him in a Google Doc. At the end of the day, I did all the math. This card, once I put in my equipment, I will have 108 contact versus right, 105 contact versus left, 86 power versus right, 88 power versus left. I'll have 104 plate vision. I will have 104 speed, which will be 99 speed. I'll have 97 steal. I'll have 88 arm strength, 80 fielding, and 92 reaction. So he'll be extremely fast, extremely good on defense at third base, and he will have amazing hitting stats for a legend. He can pretty much be the leadoff hitter on my team. And like I said, guys, make him 5'5", 150, because until they release like a new game or something like that, there's no reason to make him smaller. It'd be one thing if I made him 5'5", 150, and then he like lost strength and stuff like that. But since it's not a factor, it's only cosmetic. Just make them as small as possible so your strike zone is as small as possible, and you get the most benefit out of your player. As far as I think, like, you can go in here, and how to do that is, you go to the body, you make his height as small as possible, weight as low as possible, body type normal. They don't have like skinny, so go normal. Neck size small. I don't think that's gonna matter too much, honestly, but I made it small. Shoulders and collarbone down to 0, arms down to 0. Spine length down to 0. These just kind of make him look stronger or not, but it doesn't matter. Everything just as small as possible as far as his height is concerned and weight is concerned. And he'll be really effective for you. For the motions, the best swing in the game, in my opinion, is just the stock Kenny Lofton swing. It's really, really good. He loads up his hands and has a two-handed slap swing. It's really good. I do have a video on the best swings for your cap, which I'll place at the end of this video. And the community and myself gave out tons of suggestions. So if for whatever reason you don't like the Kenny Lofton swing, there's tons of suggestions. And I invite you guys to put your suggestions down in the comment section of this video, or put it down in the comment section of that video. And I really haven't seen a lot, I haven't seen a lot of people make 5'5", 150s. I think I'm the only one to do it, and I really can't stress how nice it is. You literally have so much more trouble pitching from that other view, and a lot of people do. And to me, it makes the only pitching view that's like good for comp to be strike zone. That's just my opinion. So drop a like if this video helped you guys out. I haven't really seen a video about this yet, and I kind of wanted to update how I would make the caps. Again, just to recap, if you're playing on lower levels, power is going to be better. If you're playing on upper levels, contact's going to be better for your builds. And I would also say, if you just kind of want something for everything in between, go with balanced. Balance is still really, really good. I just would rather have contact almost rather than balance, to be honest with you, or I'd rather have power. So for me, I'm going to be making a contact third baseman with I got good equipment, guys, so it might take you a while, or you might have a lot of stubs, one of the two. This is the equipment that I use. I have this one, this back grip. I have the Nike glasses, so I get plate vision. I have these the socks that give you the most speed. I have the Legend Ritual Legendary Call. And I also have I use the old hickory bat. It's just a little bit cheaper than the other one, and I kind of like getting 10 and 4 instead of 11 and 3. I use these batting gloves. In my opinion, these are the best. 3, 6 power, and 7 plate vision. I use this glove. In my opinion, it's the best glove because there's a lot of arm strength in the game, so I'd rather have fielding. I use these cleats. They're a little bit cheaper than the top-end cleats. I think that there's a cleat that gives you like 14 and 10. But I like these cleats, so I go with the Air Griffey Metals. If you don't have a catcher, don't get any of this catcher gear. You don't need it at all. The most overpriced thing in the entire game is these elbow pads, especially the diamond ones. It does absolutely nothing. So all you need is like a silver one, if that. So that's why I use that. I have the gold one. I don't even use it because it doesn't matter. I just like Nike more. Same with the shin guard. It doesn't even do anything at all. +3 to batting clutch and durability does nothing. Same with this wrist guard. Like, you'll see these items, diamond, go for a lot, and it makes no sense at all because they don't help your player at all. It's purely a waste of stubs. For the arm sleeve, I just use the Nike one. There is one tier above this, but I just arm strength. If you got a lot of it, it's not going to matter too much. So, guys, that is seriously the best way to build your cap. Honestly, that's the best way to build your cap. I highly suggest you guys do that. Let me know if you guys do that down in the comments below. Again, please like the video. It helps my videos out a lot. More than anything else, is if you guys like the video, it helps me get in the recommendations, as well as how long you guys watch the video. So if you watch until the end, let me know down in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.